Says I'm live. Congratulations. Yay. There, that's bright. That's a very bright and shining in the side of my head side there. Isn't it nice to see the daylight coming up? And you can see it in a couple of the windows over here. We got about 8 to 9 inches of snow out of this whole crazy stuff here. Anyway, if you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead 16 minutes because I'm just getting on here a little bit early. Early side of things. See if I can get kicked off. Oh, what's going on here? Where's my list? Where's the here's my list. Morning, Dave. I was gonna go coyote hunting. The wind is strong. Oh, I gotta open it up here. The wind is really strong and it's cold. I guess I'm not as tough as I used to be, so I'm just gonna sit here and listen to your show. Well, I'll tell you this, sometimes it takes a pretty tough person to listen to me. All right. Yeah. Morning, Waylon. Morning. All right. Those sales are all done. Next sales coming up here is Wassums. It's on the 15th. It's after the K-Fire Agri International. And then Smith Saddle Butte on Monday the 19th. Oh, we got a whole bunch of other ones here. Sorensen's, DK Angus, and then I just got another one last night. Another Sorensen. LBS Angus sale. So, yeah. Good stuff. See what's going through my head, Waylon? I'm trying to do all this math in my head, making sure all my dates are correct here. What else is going on here today? Let's see here. I'll be at Bismarck or Mandan for the Mule Deer banquet this evening. And then, morning, Karen. Koly on the air. Mr. Mayor, good morning. One shot cap, good morning. Let's see here. I think I got my ducks in a row. More like squirrels. Oh, so yeah, got kicked off of TikTok. Can you believe that? Yeah, for a day. Good grief. So Waylon, I think it was Sherry Vogel or Heinert, whatever her name is now. She said something one time. She texted me, or I don't know. I think it was can't remember when it was. Probably when Justin was coming back or something or another. It's always when putting up hay or something. But anyway, I can't remember. She said something about I'm on social media all the time, right? All the time. And I just got to thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty much all by myself out here during the days. And got nobody to talk to. Everybody else has families. So there you go. Maybe that's the secret. How come I can't find any of the classmates on social media? It's like you guys are all hiding something. I don't know what's going on. We called John early. Should we call John? John's pinch hitting for his daughter. She said the heck with me. Sherry. There you go. Sherry. Sorry. Can't even remember the damn classmates' names. Morning, Jim.
Hello.
I know it's early.
No, it's not.
I'm on YouTube.
Sorry, I was just getting out of the truck.
Talking to myself.
What? Oh.
I'm tired of talking to myself on YouTube.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I should call. I was just out here getting the ranger ready to go down the ranch, so you get called. I've been yakking.
You guys got snow up there or what?
Oh, a skiff, and that's it. It didn't do much here. I mean, which, again, I don't mind the snow, and it's not cold, so we need the moisture.
Yeah.
Even though we're sitting pretty good, but it's always nice to have.
I'm looking at the map here, see what my drive line is going to be and coming up there today. It might be scattered ice all the way, it says, huh? Okay.
What do you got going?
Auction the mule deer banquet tonight.
Oh, that's right. That's tonight.
Yeah. Auction and MC it, I guess.
You know, and I didn't get tickets this year. As much as I want to, like you said, to support everybody, it's tough.
Yeah, it is.
And Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation supports my camp, you know. I get a donation and stuff from them. They've been really good. So I make sure I'll keep that, you know. And it's not anything against the mule deer, but it's just like I just run out of funds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do all of them. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
It might be a little easier if they're all in town for you. That makes it easier, a little harder to drive 3 hours to all of them.
And I got no friends, Scott, so I got no one to go with. My kids are going.
I was just talking. I was talking to Waylon via. He's listening to me. I guess he's not really talking. I had one of my classmates last year. She says I'm always on social media, always, all the time. That's all I'm ever doing. And I got to thinking this morning, and the reason I'm on social media is I'm all by myself too. I got nobody to talk to. Like that's pretty much what's going on there. So I got kicked off of TikTok, John.
Oh, did you?
I did, by doing what I'm doing right now. So I didn't put any vocals to it whatsoever. All it was a video of me taking 2 cc's of ivermectin, putting into a shot glass, dropping a little bit of a tonic on top of it, and it didn't even show my face or nothing. It didn't show me drinking it. All it did was a full glass and back down empty glass. I violated community guidelines.
Yeah, it's getting bad.
Because like they said, this is against all our community guidelines. It's unhealthy and all this. I'm like, really? I'm the only person around the area that hasn't gotten COVID. So what the hell?
Well, you know, and I don't know if you saw that when they had, I forget, one of the senators is really good, and he grilled what's his name from Facebook, and it has absolutely BS, because if I go on Instagram, it would take me all of 3 minutes to find a naked chick.
Yeah.
They're doing stuff now where it's like a pause, you know, the pause game, and the girl takes her clothes off and they just show a flash of it. Well, any kid could figure out how to get to it. And they said that every girl, like teenage girl, it is randomly hit 13 times by indecent things, but they let pedophiles on there. They let everybody on there, but they won't. They're banning the good people. This country is freaking scary right now.
I was like, I'm violating their guidelines. I'm like, really? That I am? Look, I better read those guidelines again. So, all right.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah. Gene Cox says, LOL. But if you ate a Tide Pod, you'd be viral.
Yeah. Yep.
Dan Brown. Good morning, Dan Brown. Wayne Muth, good morning. See you this evening. Yep. There you go. So you're filling in for your daughter. She pulled the dad card on you, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what I was up. She was, you up? I go, yeah. She was, I went out ice fishing or something. I just want to say, yeah, you probably drank too many beers. Can I just say that about my daughter? Yeah. Connor, you're a bad influence on my daughter.
Bad influence, Connor. Bad influence. Just looking at the South Dakota mountain lion here. They got 14 of them killed right now.
Oh, wow.
Biggest one, 138, 140-pound, 4.5-year-old male.
What's a big cat? That's a
That's,
average size or above? That's a nice cat,
if you
isn't it?
get above that 125 to, a big cat's going to be, my neighbor got a 200-pound one years and years and years ago. That's a big cat for this area. But for the Black Hills, if you're looking in the 150 to, if you're above 150, that's a pretty good size cat.
Yeah.
For a
Like I
male.
said,
For a male. Female wise, the guy got a 127-pound cat here on the ranch, 10 years ago? That's a pretty good size female. So if you get in the 120s on the female side, that's a really, really good size.
Yeah, like I said, I think like anything, most of those cats get killed when they're young, don't they?
Not. I don't know. Some of them, yeah.
So they're not going to be. I know the ones that those kids
Yeah.
kill out there have all been younger cats.
Yeah.
Which again, a cat is a cat.
Station 700 on the mark here, coming up on Mark. Yeah, so like here in South Dakota, here's a 5.5-year-old cat that's getting up there in age. 2-year-old, 3, 4.5, 3, 3.5, 1.5, 3.5, 2, 6, 4.5, 5. There's some. That's getting some older cats, a lot older than it was last year when they started out.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I wish North Dakota would post it like this. They tell you the date of harvest, male, female, estimated age, weight, and what county they got it in here. Of course, in South Dakota, Lawrence, Pennington, and Custer County are pretty much the areas.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Yeah, 14, 8 females, 6 males. Let's see. I don't ice fish, but it's schnapps. Is schnapps required drinking over beer when you're ice fishing?
I remember as a kid, schnapps was required for deer hunting.
Got to have a kill shot. Yep. Schnapps isn't as big a deal anymore.
No.
My father-in-law, he pulls out that bottle at branding time. Here's the schnapps. It's like everybody's like, ugh. But you pull out a bottle of Fireball, everybody goes crazy,
No. Times have changed.
Yeah. Although I have a friend of ours up by Grassy Butte, she makes homemade schnapps.
Yeah.
That's pretty good stuff. Not sure how she does it, but pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. We got about 8-9 inches of snow down here at the ranch. We're covered.
Oh,
we got dumped on, man.
I don't know if it's good for you or, like I said, at this time of year, it's like you kind of don't want it, but you need it.
Yeah, we were dry, but yeah, I spent all day yesterday moving and pushing snow and clearing things out, and I didn't quite get all the way done.
Yeah, I don't miss that this year.
605 number. Holy moly, that's a big cat. That's a big cat.
Where was that one shot at?
It's a 605 number, but I can't say it was in South Dakota or not. I'm texting them back right now here.
Yeah, I've seen some of those bigger ones, and it's hard to tell when a guy, you never know if a guy's 4 foot nothing or when they're holding him up, you just kind of look at that head. Some of those got those big old pumpkin heads.
I don't know. I'm going to show it on YouTube here. This thing is giant. That's a big cat. Right there. There's a good angle of it. That's a big cat. Like he's holding it up to his chest and like the whole ass end of it's still on the ground.
Yeah, that kid from Montana, that Connor Brown, kills some pretty big cats out there. He guides up in Alaska and stuff, so he's a pretty salty kid. And he always seems like they kill a big cat every year. I'd just like to go on one of the hunts. I don't even care if I kill it.
I want a cat. I want a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want to get done in my life yet.
I know.
What do you do?
No.
Well, who are we gonna piss off today, John?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do, I'm game.
All right. Just checking if you had anybody in mind or any
Nope,
one
I
thing.
haven't. No one's done anything to me lately. It's been pretty quiet. I've been pretty quiet. Haven't done much.
Did you, what's that? There's a Facebook group of people that I get a kick out of watching. Something about chronic waste disease or something like that. Or again, just it's fun to watch that because it's like everything that I'm thinking, they just go out there and post it.
Well, yep. And I saw they put a video out there, and it's with some Dr. Kralik. He's a vet.
Yep.
And this guy's got like a book in the Smithsonian. He's done thousands and thousands of autopsies. And his theory pretty much blows everything out of the water, what they think on CWD. He said, and I kind of have to believe some of it because I think 90% of disease and everything in this world is caused by nutrition. You think about cows, you think about humans, the third world countries, when they're sick, it's all nutrition. And he has a lot to say about nutrition. It's just interesting. You got to listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a definite, a lot more information out there, but we got to follow the money, man. If there's going to be millions of dollars given to you for researching it, you're not going to get rid of it. Right?
Yeah,
there's not going to be a cure. I mean, it's like, wait a minute, this is a stream of money? Absolutely.
Well, I would think that somebody would start thinking. I mean, it's just, I just, when we always talk about how bad, it's even like that when you look at the politics on the left, how stupid people can be. It's hard to believe people can be that dumb and go down those roads. And why are they going down the road? Why are they trying to destroy this country? Why do we have open borders? I mean, even if you're a freaking...
Hold on, John. We're going to start here in about less than 5 seconds. Stand by. Get you all fired up here. Stations, here we go. Good morning and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good to have you along all across the Dakota Territory and around the world on my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, that is. And you can find me and listen on all the great radio stations this morning. KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota, KOLY in Mobridge, K-Fire 550 and 99.7 on the FM side, Bismarck Mandan, KCJB 910, and also KLTC in the Western Edge. Good to have you along here this morning. I'm Scott Bachman, your host. Well, as we get, I have John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Good morning, John. How you doing? Filling in for your daughter.
Yeah. Slacker.
She's going to be on next week, she said, though, for sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, she's going. I think they're going on a trip, so she'll have to be awake or something. I don't know.
Well, she said they're really focused on mountain lion hunting this morning, is what they're doing in South Dakota. So we're going to find out how that goes next week. Is what we're going to see how that goes. But mountain lion season in full swing in South Dakota. 14 have been taken as of right now, and most of them right around that Lawrence County area. Some big old males too. Some 140, 150 pound males out there. And one of the questions here, Mayor says, do you use dogs or stock for cats? Is there a preferred method? Well, the preferred one for a lot of people is to track them with hounds. But in some areas like North Dakota, there is a separate season just open, and then a season for using dogs. So the first season that we have in my area is you're on your own. You can call them in, though. I had a person that called in a 121-pound female here at the ranch about 10 years ago, and he called it right in, but they are sneaky, John. They're hard to see.
Yeah, the kids out there in South Dakota, Shelby and her boyfriend and their family, they've killed 3 of them now, and in their area, I don't think in South Dakota, a lot of areas you cannot use dogs just because of the, you're in the Black Hills where there's a lot of homes, things like that. So they do a lot of cutting tracks, and their last one they killed was pretty interesting because they saw it running off the side of the road or something like that. And they set up on it and called it. While they were calling, the cat came running, chasing like 3 mule deer or 3 whitetail right by him and stopped out in front of him at like 50 yards. And they had no camera rolling.
So give us a little background. Is Shelby's boyfriend, or I call him the sweetie, Is Connor, do they have a TV show, or how do they do most of their stuff?
They have, they call it Brock House. It used to be Chasing the Wild, but they changed it to the Brock House. And they got their dad, and there's 3 boys, and they're pretty close, and they do a lot of hunting together. So they just call it Brock House. It's on YouTube, and they got a pretty good following, and they're good. They can kill. Those kids are plain straight up killers. They're still in that stage where it's 180 miles an hour to every state, everywhere they can go.
Ought to be young again, John.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we'll have Connor on next week with your daughter, and we'll get more information on their YouTube. I mean, it's amazing. People don't do traditional television hardly anymore. Everything is online, it seems like.
It is. We were talking about that the other day, and I said, part of it, I was listening to I think it was, I don't know, a podcast, if it was with Michael Waddell. And he talked about the good old days, and I truly believe, like he does, is that there was a time where there was just a few TV shows. All of us people, all of us kids looked up to these guys. It was like a good old boys club. It was like a group of guys that represented the industry quite well. You got excited to see them. And it was all about handshakes and high fives and celebrating. And, they weren't killing big deer at the time. I mean, you think about when the first TV shows came out, it wasn't Iowa Giants or anything like that. And now with everything going on, it's kind of dispersed. It's kind of like the dinner table for the family. No one's really sitting down for dinner, and it's the same with TV. Everybody's got a show on YouTube. Everybody's got a channel. Everybody's got their head in the phone. You've kind of lost some of that, in my feeling, some of that camaraderie or good old friendships that used to develop. And because everybody's spread out and trying to do their own thing, which isn't a bad thing. It's just really changed the outdoor industry.
Yeah, it has. Do you think it's a good thing for the hunting industry, what social media has done?
It's hard for me to say because I use social media, which I tell people, if it wasn't for hunting and fishing, I would have zero to do with social media, because I really do believe it's the devil's work. It's like everything you see on there it seems like it's getting more and more disgusting. You can find people getting killed on it. You can find sex on it. You can find anything you want on there. And even these so-called safe things like Facebook, Instagram. Facebook is a little bit safer, but Instagram, you can start to find, kids can run into some really bad stuff. They ban good people like myself, yourself, because we kill an animal, or we may not agree with their beliefs, but they'll leave a pedophile on, a terrorist on, or whatever. It's just, there's too much leeway in some of these things. So I think that social media has done kind of the same thing to the outdoor industry, because I pop these things on and God bless these young ladies, but they're in a bikini or in a tight shirt shooting their bow, and I'll scroll down, 50 pictures, 60, 70, 80, 90. There ain't one dead critter. It's all her shooting her bow in some tight clothes. And I'm not on that game. I mean, and I'm proud of my daughter for never, ever doing anything like that, because I can't imagine being a dad having to deal with that.
Well, not only that, but that's what you're setting yourself up to be known as. You're not being set up to be known as probably a great hunter, but just somebody that looks good.
Right. And I think and I shouldn't say, but in the old days, you had to work a little bit harder to be that guy on TV. You had to have a game plan. You had to work. You had to do all this. Now you can just start up a channel and start filming your hunts. And, again, I always say it's the ADHD crowd. It's like people, if you start showing kills and doing things, and there's some really good stuff out there. Don't get me wrong. There's some great information on YouTube. I use it all the time. But again, I think some of it has been kind of dumbed down in the industry. And I don't know if it's helped the industry or hurt the industry.
I think it all depends on what you're looking for, right? I mean, like there are some good videos out there, no doubt about it. I mean, if I didn't have YouTube out here at the ranch, there's a lot of times I'd have to drive all the way into town to find out and get some part sheet to figure out how to take something apart and put it together. And now you can find a lot of those videos online. So there is some positive sides to things, but also some very negative, I guess. All depends on how you use it.
Right, and I think exactly, because I use it all the time. I learned how to edit with it. I think you can learn how to hunt with it. I mean, there's all kinds of things. I just think that, human nature, it seems like it goes down the wrong rabbit hole a lot of times. And again, I got nothing against the kids starting up and doing the things. I always wish them the best of luck. They want to learn on their own, which I appreciate. People want to work hard, and some of these guys are making a heck of a lot more money on YouTube than I ever would ever think about. Making. I got my paycheck from YouTube the other day for my tax returns, and it was $109.
Well, at least you're getting money. I don't get money from YouTube.
Nah, I quit monetizing it because it's such a hassle.
Oh, I thought maybe you get one of those plaques they give out for 100,000 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah. I think I have the one that says 100,000 minus 96,000. Is that the plaque I have?
Well, we'll come back here. We're talking with John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV this morning. If you would like to chime in, the phone number is 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA if you want to spell it out that way. Live and local, one of the very few stations to be doing it. We'll be back after this.
The Northern Badlands chapter of the Mule Deer Foundation invites you to their annual banquet on Saturday, February 10th at the Baymont Inn and Suites, Mandan. Doors open at 5 p.m. with dinner served at 6:30. Join us for raffles, games, both silent, live auctions, and more. Don't miss your opportunity to go home with some fantastic merchandise from brands like Christensen Arms, Silencer Central, Vortex, Quigley Ford, and more. Learn more about our available packages and purchase your tickets online at muledeer.org/events or contact Jason Bankston at 701-202-1671.
Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their farmland and equipment seminars coming up next Tuesday, February 13th and Wednesday, February 14th at the Agri International in Bismarck. And don't forget about the Upper Midwest timed online equipment auction on Wednesday, February 14th. And also on February 14th, Dakota Tackle is selling all of their inventory, and it's available on the online auction. All you have to do is go to Pfeifers.com. Cattle producers, the Wassum Red Angus annual production sale is Thursday, February 15th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time at the Wicks Barn south of Richardson, North Dakota. Selling 60 bulls, including sons of Relentless, Wentyard, Asset, and Statesman. Also selling 110 open commercial heifers and 20 open registered heifers. For more information along with videos, go to WassumRedAngus.com and bid with confidence sale day at DV Auction. For powerful, profitable, and practical cattle, I'll see you in the seats at the Wassum Red Angus sale. Thursday, February 15th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time at the Wicks Barn south of Richardson.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where local banking is as comfortable as your favorite pair of work boots. Step into our branches and experience a friendly atmosphere, personalized service, and financial expertise. Whether you're a hardworking farmer, a small business owner, or a local resident, we've got the banking solutions that you need. So kick off your boots and let us take care of your financial needs at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Hello, producers. This is Travis for Smith Saddle Butte Ranch. I wanted to invite everyone to our President's Day bull sale on Monday, February 19th. We will be selling 50 bulls, none of which have been fed corn or creep a day of their life, just cow's milk and grass. We don't need or want to mislead anyone about their true growth. Call me, Travis, at 605-641-5288 or check us out on Facebook. That's the Smith Saddle Butte Ranch Bull Sale, Monday, February 19th at 1 p.m. at Bowman Livestock Marketing in Bowman, North Dakota.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, Bowman, North Dakota. Upcoming sale dates, no sale on Monday, February 12th. On Monday, February 19th, is going to be a regular sale plus the Smith Saddle Butte Ranch Bull Sale plus bred cow sale. On Saturday, February 24th, is a feeder calf special, and Monday, February 26th, back to the regular sales. If you have any questions, you can contact Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. The Sorensen Ranch Production Sales coming up on Monday, March 4th, 1 p.m. Central Time, Sitting Bull Auction, Williston, North Dakota. Your source for Sim Angus bulls that are bred for docility, longevity, fertility, and calves that'll push the scale down. Average birth weight of 80 pounds, average 205 weight is 756 pounds. Selling 42 Sim Angus bulls and 50 commercial open heifers. For more information, go to SorensenRanch.com, find them on Facebook or DV Auction. The Sorensen Ranch Production Sale, Monday, March 4th, 1 p.m. Central Time, Sitting Bull Auction. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Good to have you along on a beautiful Saturday morning, depending on where you're at, I guess. At the ranch here, about 8 to 9 inches of snow overall here and a lot of wind the other day. John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV is my guest. John, did you guys have the winds the last couple of days?
We did not. I don't think as bad as you guys, but it did. We've been. It's been just an absolutely beautiful January, and going into February. So it's hard to complain, but it was not bad. I don't think it was maybe 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay, so what we had was a lot of fog and a lot of it was raining. There was some fog and mist, and what happened was they call it galloping lines. Have you heard that?
Yeah,
galloping power lines where they're so heavy and the wind's blowing that they're shorting each other out. So our power a couple days ago was just in and out, in and out. I mean, it was just crazy like that. And then you look at this, and we're sitting here. Depending on our rural electric cooperative keeps us powered up here. And our local broadband companies, rural broadband companies, keep us hooked up to the internet. I can do my program from the ranch because of those two companies out there in that kind of weather trying to keep things going. So hats off to those folks. I say that each and every week, but especially during the blizzard times, it really does make a difference.
Oh, it's amazing that those linemen, when you think about it, I remember, the years that we've had just pull after pull after pull that snapped, and those guys are out there, and guys come from all over the Midwest too. It's not just from North Dakota. They get guys from Montana. They get guys from South Dakota. They really band together and get people going, and it's kind of crazy. And I've always wondered, why can't, we got all that electricity running through those lines, and stuff. Why can't we put like one little heat coil in there or something?
Melt it off.
That you could just switch on that would melt it off. You'd think that it would work that way, but it doesn't, because I've seen those wires start bouncing and it gets kind of sketchy.
Yeah. Well, the big things that, what's coming up though? You know what's coming up in April?
What's that?
Turkey season.
Oh yeah.
It's around the corner. I mean, heck, we're not very far away from it right now. We're about 2 months away from it right now.
Yep. I was listening to them this morning. I got a group of them that hang out by my house, and I can hear them gobbling. So I'm excited. I'm going to go pretty hard after them this year. It's one of those things that it's a kind of a big game excitement and low budget, and it doesn't seem like you have any trouble getting drawn for a tag or finding a place to hunt turkeys.
Yeah. It's I don't get into it as much as the guys in the southern states do, though.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys just go absolutely crazy about turkey hunting down that way. But I don't know. We've had pretty good turkeys around the area, but now they've moved into the depths of the Badlands, and it's a little bit more challenging to go after turkeys out here than it was back in the 3F2 area.
Yeah.
So
no, I did it last year out in Montana, and I had fun because they were in the Pine Hills, and once you get out there and get after them, it's kind of cool. And I think the Badlands, I haven't shot one in the Badlands for since I was a long-haired kid. We went out there by I want to say Hanson's Logging Camp Ranch and stayed at one of their little cabins and shot. Now, of course, I bushwhacked it. We weren't calling them. I took off. I missed one in air, and how do you miss a turkey in flight? And I was so mad I took off after him, and I think I followed him for like about 2 miles before I caught up to him, and I shot one.
You're using shotgun back then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now it's archery. Now you're archery only when you do that, huh?
Well, last year I shot one with a shotgun, and I got to tell you what, okay. I think a turkey is made to shoot in the face with a shotgun. It was, it would have been my best footage I've ever had, but I didn't have a cameraman. I tried going after him with my big gear. I had my camera, my tripod, I had my decoys, I had my bow, I had my shotgun. So I'm going through the hills, and after a quarter mile, I said, "This is stupid." So I put all my gear down, just took my shotgun, and I had my Tacticam.
Yeah.
And well, I called that bird in perfect. I mean, it came in 5 yards in front of me, full strut, and of course my camera was dead. So, but I did kill him.
How are Tacticams for? I see a lot of them mounted on the shotguns.
Yeah.
Do they do the job? Is it pretty steady, or is it good enough quality video to use?
Well, what I tell people is that, so if you want to film your hunt, self-film, you need a GoPro, and that's what you put over your shoulder. Because a GoPro now is 4K, and they might even have 8K. And if people don't understand that, it's just 4K is like 4 times bigger than a 1080, and your regular TV is 1080. So if you film something in 4K at 20 yards, it may look like it's a ways out there, but when you do post-production, it's going to look a lot closer. So you're going to get good footage. You're not going to have anything mounted to your gun or bow. So the animal, like especially bow hunting, rifle hunting's tough because you have to almost have something to zoom in on.
Right.
But those Tacticams do a great job if you're shooting, like when we go goose hunting or pheasant hunting, because the bird's moving, you're moving. It's not the shake of the gun doesn't bother you. But when I think that they're completely, in my personal belief, completely worthless to put on your bow and shoot an animal because you want the shot. And as soon as you release the arrow, your bow shakes and you'll not see the shot.
Yeah.
You'll see before and after, but I still think the best way to do it is if you run both of them, run a GoPro, and that will get most of your footage, perfect for you. And then it gives you a different perspective with the Tacticam. But once you shoot your bow, no matter how quiet your bow is or how still, even a 22, you're going to get a little shake. And that hurts it a little bit. 223 is not bad shooting prairie dogs because you get a little bit of delay. So we use them for that, and you get some pretty cool footage of your crosshairs, and then the little critter standing there just waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. Standing with his arms in the air, waiting for you to shoot him.
Yeah, putting his hands up, saying, "Don't shoot me."
He's just yelling at the rest of the dogs and say, "Get down, get down."
I know. I shouldn't laugh. I said, I'm getting soft in my old age, and even with prairie dogs, sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, that poor little fella. He was doing nothing. He just woke up and stood up, and bam, there goes Jimmy." Well,
that's part of the circle of life, John.
It is. We got someone was complaining the other day, and I just told them, they said, "Why not introduce predators like wolves and grizzlies?" And I said, I'm like, we've got coyotes, we got eagles, we got all above, and we surely don't need grizzlies, and we surely don't need wolves. So I said, I think the last population on prairie dogs was like insane, like 25 million. I don't know what it was. It's like, so I said, we got plenty of them. We're okay.
25 million. That's just probably here in North and South Dakota.
Yeah, I think it's 20 million acres is what it was.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's out of control in a lot of areas, especially when you get the Forest Service land and BLM land, because they don't do anything about them there. If they do, it's very little, and they got different tactics. There's no doubt about that. I haven't shot a prairie dog all winter. I need to go get one of those, and especially when there's snow on the ground right now, that'd be fun. And
it's enjoyable.
They don't hibernate. A lot of people, they hibernate. No, they don't. If it's a sunny day, they're going to be out on top of the snow too, and it's fun.
It's amazing how they come out. I'm sure they get tired. I think people don't realize that bears probably do the same thing sometimes. When it gets warm out, they'll come out early and maybe go back in, and prairie dogs are no different. It's like, they want to get outside. They're tired of being cooped up, and
Well,
but it is
when you have
enjoyable.
60 degrees in January, we went from negative 30 some or 60 some with the wind chill to 65 above here in like 10 days. And yeah, I would want to come out of hibernation too.
Yeah, it got warm in some places. It's like I said, it's been excuse me, a winter that we definitely needed because of the wildlife. You know, I was talking to a gentleman in Iowa, and they got hit by EHD really bad. And 2 years in a row, he said he just bought his place, and he said he's on the southern border, and I think down by Missouri, and he said it was just devastating. And he said they're kind of going through the same thing. He goes, they're more worried about CWD down there than EHD, and he said EHD just wiped out our whole population.
Yeah.
And I said, well, we had it 3 years ago, and I said it decimated it, and then I said 103 inches of snow, and I think that last total was 40,000 deer that died during the winter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's slowly coming back in this area, but it is slow, and there's no doubt about that. Well, we reached the bottom of the hour here. John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV is my guest, as we're going to start out the second half of the program talking about a kind of continuation of what I was talking last week, and take John's ideas and see what he feels about some of the seasons, per se, in some other states. Back after these messages.
The Northern Badlands chapter of the Mule Deer Foundation invites you to their annual banquet on Saturday, February 10th at the Baymont Inn and Suites, Mandan. Doors open at 5 p.m. with dinner served at 6:30. Join us for raffles, games, both silent, live auctions, and more. Don't miss your opportunity to go home with some fantastic merchandise from brands like Christensen Arms, Silencer Central, Vortex, Quigley Ford, and more. Learn more about our available packages and purchase your tickets online at muledeer.org/events or contact Jason Bankston at 701-202-1671.
Pfeiffer's Auction and Realty would like to invite you to their farmland and equipment seminars coming up next Tuesday, February 13th and Wednesday, February 14th at the Agri International in Bismarck. And don't forget about the Upper Midwest timed online equipment auction on Wednesday, February 14th. And also on February 14th, Dakota Tackle is selling all of their inventory, and it's available on the online auction. All you have to do is go to Pfeifers.com. Cattle producers, the Wassum Red Angus annual production sale is Thursday, February 15th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time at the Wicks Barn south of Richardson, North Dakota. Selling 60 bulls, including sons of Relentless, Wentyard, Asset, and Statesman. Also selling 110 open commercial heifers and 20 open registered heifers. For more information along with videos, go to wassumredangus.com and bid with confidence sale day at DV Auction. For powerful, profitable, and practical cattle, I'll see you in the seats at the Wassum Red Angus sale. Thursday, February 15th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time at the Wicks Barn south of Richardson.
I'm Dale Paulke with Dakota Community Bank and Trust, where local banking is as comfortable as your favorite pair of work boots. Step into our branches and experience a friendly atmosphere, personalized service, and financial expertise. Whether you're a hardworking farmer, a small business owner, or a local resident, we've got the banking solutions that you need. So kick off your boots and let us take care of your financial needs at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Hello, producers. This is Travis for Smith Saddle Butte Ranch. I wanted to invite everyone to our President's Day bull sale on Monday, February 19th. We will be selling 50 bulls, none of which have been fed corn or creep a day of their life, just cow's milk and grass. We don't need or want to mislead anyone about their true growth. Call me, Travis, at 605-641-5288 or check us out on Facebook. That's the Smith Saddle Butte Ranch Bull Sale, Monday, February 19th at 1 p.m. at Bowman Livestock Marketing in Bowman, North Dakota.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, Bowman, North Dakota. Upcoming sale dates, no sale on Monday, February 12th. On Monday, February 19th, is going to be a regular sale plus the Smith Saddle Butte Ranch Bull Sale plus bred cow sale. On Saturday, February 24th is a feeder calf special, and Monday, February 26th, back to the regular sales. If you have any questions, you can contact Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. The Sorensen Ranch Production Sales coming up on Monday, March 4th, 1 p.m. Central Time, Sitting Bull Auction, Williston, North Dakota. Your source for Sim Angus bulls that are bred for docility, longevity, fertility, and calves that'll push the scale down. Average birth birth weight of 80 pounds, average 205, weight is 756 pounds. Selling 42 Sim Angus bulls and 50 commercial open heifers. For more information, go to SorensenRanch.com, find them on Facebook or DV Auction. The Sorensen Ranch Production Sale, Monday, March 4th, 1 p.m. Central Time, Sitting Bull Auction. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half of the program, Dakota Prairie Outdoors, all across the country. Good to have you. One of the few live radio shows still on the weekends here. John Arman's filling in for his daughter, who claims she's under the weather.
Yeah.
But we'll find out next week. She just wanted to go mountain lion hunting this morning with her boyfriend. That's all she wanted to do.
I'm thinking that's right.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's the difficult part about getting people on a Saturday morning live program, John, is there's plenty of things I'd like to go hunt in the morning too.
Yep. I hear you. I hear you.
Last week I had Mr. Wayne Muth on, and we were discussing some people have been, and I got some text message, especially after the program. I brought up there's some states out there that have shed hunting seasons, and that is to like from January 1st through whatever dates, and it's so they don't mess with the wildlife, right? They don't disrupt them. Yep. And what's your take on that? I had some very interesting text messages that there were some people definitely for it. And of course, most people were against it. But the ones that were for it I think they were coming in from areas like Wyoming numbers and down in that area where they actually do have a shed hunting season. What's your take on that? Especially when it comes to how much public land there is on the western side of the state of North and South Dakota. Is or should there be a season date so people don't start messing with the migration of certain animals?
I hate regulations, but it seems like in this world today that people just don't use common sense. So if without common sense, we have to have regulations. And we've seen it, whether it's snowmobiles or whatever, going through where there's, a feeding area, late season, it doesn't take, that deer could be bumped one extra time, and you don't know how far they're going to run, and you don't know how much energy they're going to expend. And it could be that's life. That could be it, because they reserve their energy. They don't move. And, what people forget is they're like, well, I'm being good. I'm just by myself. Well, what about the other 10 guys that come in by themselves? Because they're not the only guy doing it. And I just can't believe how people get so caught up. What is the big thing about shed hunting? I've just never understood that. How everything is. Good morning, buddy. Good morning. I'm just finishing up the radio with Scotty. Sorry, Scott.
That's all right. This is how you know it's live.
Yeah.
You see some of those people when it comes to shed hunting, those antlers are like gold to them guys, So, I mean, I know one person here locally, that young lady, she loves shed hunting more than she loves hunting herself. Right. And and collects every antler, doesn't get rid of any one of them, big or small. So, some people just love antlers that much.
Yeah. And I do too. But I had someone come out and hunt mine or walk mine. It was a young lady, and she was looking for stuff for her wedding. And I was like more than happy to. And I told them they could take. I said, "There's only a few that I would want, if I found them, because we don't have. I don't have a 170-inch deer. If we found something special, I might want it. But I let them take, pretty much everything because I got stacks of them, and I don't sell them. I pick them up more just because they're happen to be laying out there, and I don't want something to happen with the tractor or the Ranger or whatever. But it's just crazy how people, and again, I know they get paid for them, and elk sheds are pretty amazing because people really, they get after those elk, and it's something to find a big elk. So I don't know. Like I said, I would rather not have people bother the wildlife during the bad times, because they already get hit enough.
Especially on tough winters.
Yep.
Yeah. But when it comes to April is technically turkey season time. What a great way to go look for sheds if you're out there turkey hunting, right? I mean, kill two birds, one stone.
And that's how I usually do it. I usually go out turkey hunting, and then if I happen to run into a shed, I pick it up.
Yeah. So I had a discussion with a few people over the week about their whole thing was, have you seen the zombie deer? And I said, where did you get this? They're like, well, we've been seeing it all over these headlines on social media about these zombie deer and how chronic waste disease is. It's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, so you and I are probably on the same pages. Is it really that bad? I think EHD kills way more deer than we'll ever see CWD kill. And I asked that person, I said, have you ever seen a deer with CWD? And they're like, well, no. But this article said, oh my God, these zombie deer are all over the place, and we got to really watch out for this. Is this a marketing tool that they're using here? What's going on with this, John?
Well, I'd have to say it might be something to do with marketing. It's funny. I will watch some of these shorts and things, and they'll have a deer walking around in circles, and they'll say it's CWD, and they don't. Again, from what I understand, just listening to this guy, to honestly know if a deer has CWD, it's kind of like Alzheimer's or whatever. You've got to do biopsies, not just one. You got to do multiple cross sections. It might show signs of CWD like something else does. Like it could be pneumonia, because a lot of them it's pneumonia or something else. And if it's not CWD, it's going to show the same signs. So I think you don't know. It's kind of like watching a person down the road and saying they got this or that when you're not a doctor and you haven't done tests. You don't know if they got cancer. You don't know what they have. And and all my life, I've seen sick deer, and they've all been EHD, or they've been just old.
Yeah.
And again, and even in my lifetime with all the deer, and again, I'm not taking anything against any biologist, but I can almost promise you I'm out in the woods more than most of them. And so I see the animals, and I'm not seeing the sick animals. I'm not seeing the dying animals. And again, I'm not a biologist. I understand that. But like I said, there's that new article that I saw, and there's that doctor, and he's a vet. So he's, and he's like 78 or 80 years old. He's done, I want to say, in the like 30,000 or more. It's insane amount of autopsies on animals. He helped save the white rhino. He helped the panda bears breed. This guy's got the book in the Smithsonian. So if you want science and documentation, this guy's got it. And he believes that it is all phooey, and it has to do with nutrition, and there's things that we could be doing to save these animals, and we're not doing them. So it's interesting. I think that we have to open our eyes a little bit. I think our Game and Fish has to maybe pay attention to what this guy has to say and what other people, and not just jump on the bandwagon and take all the information to make good decisions.
I just don't like that they're using the emotions and calling them zombie deer. I just don't understand why they would have to go through that. And I don't even know where that came out of. I got to look that up and see where that originated out of. But that's, oh my Lord, you take any trips. Where was I? I think I was in Boston on a conference last year. And they were just amazing how many people were discussing zombie deer. And in the cities, they're like, and it got me thinking, Is this something like an anti-hunting organization is using to start pushing people away from, oh my God, you don't want to use any wild game meat. It's terrible. It's bad for you, you know?
You could. I mean, you look at it. Look at how some of the anti-hunters buy up tags and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, I still believe when you look at it with the social media, when we were just talking about social media and everything, everybody that's listening to the show right now, send me a picture of your dead deer that you found with CWD. Anybody. And I've said that, and that's the thing is, if this was an epidemic, when we had COVID and they called it epidemic, there was people sick. You saw people sick all over. I mean, they weren't dying, but they were sick, and it was passed on from person to person, right? So when we have this epidemic, why then is our whole herd not sick and dying when they're next to each other all winter long? And why are we not seeing dead deer laying on the landscape like we do with the EHD? And I know it takes extra time. And I just don't believe that the mountain lions and the coyotes and the wolves eat that many dead deer that we don't see any of these and we don't have pictures of them. So I'm not saying it's not there, and I've always said that. I do believe that there's such a thing as CWD, but I do not believe it's this devastating disease that's going to zombie apocalypse our deer herd, because it's been 60 years and it hasn't done really anything. And then they'll say Saskatchewan or they'll say somewhere else. Well, look at the winters, look at all the other stuff that tie into it. How do you tell when we have winters like 103 inches that wipe out our deer herd and say, you know, it's pretty easy to say, well, yeah, we lost a bunch of them to CWD. And I'm not saying our Game and Fish did that, but I think some of these other states will say, you know, things. Yeah. I just don't think it's that big a problem.
Minnesota, I know there was a buddy of mine over there. They lived in an area where they brought in federal shooters, and they wiped out a lot of deer in some areas.
I know one of the kids that was the federal shooter. He went and they shot, they shot a lot of deer. And the one thing that they did do correctly is they tested the deer. And I don't know how, again, I just don't understand how you can just test, a little bit. But when it was either A or B, negative or positive, if they were negative, they butchered them and fed the community.
Right.
Which is good.
Well, if it's going to deter people from hunting deer, maybe we should say that, or they may, if we really got to get rid of these zombie deer, maybe we should start promoting zombie prairie dogs, and maybe everybody would want to get rid of all of those because they carry more disease than anything else does.
Yeah, they do.
Zombie dogs is what we're going to have to do here.
Bubonic plague dogs.
There you go. All right. Bear hunting this spring. Are you going to come to Branding, or are you going to back out and go bear hunting again?
I just got chewed out by Levi. He said I'm going to miss it again. I'm going to try to make it because we're leaving a little earlier, but I'm going bear hunting again.
Where are you headed to?
We're going to go up to northern Manitoba again, kind of the same area, and go fishing and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Shelby's not coming this year, so I got a father-son that are coming along, young man that helps me film, so I'm going to give them their first experience doing that. So
what's it take to get a bear tag in Canada?
About $350.
That's it?
Yeah, well, and then you have to go with a guide. You got to go with a guide to Canada.
So what does that cost?
Anywhere from, you can go $1,500 to, $5,000, $6,000, depending on where you want to go.
Yeah. I got a message that just popped up. It said, how about zombie politicians?
Yeah, it's funny. And the thing is, I'm going to get hammered on this. I know there's guys who are going to say, I don't know. I'm not an expert on it, Scott, but I just go with what I see. It's like you being a rancher. When you look at your herd and you look at their health, I'm still 100% that the better nutrition you have, whether you have a dog, a kid, it doesn't make a difference. Like I said, look at all these countries that have all the disease, and it's usually a third world country where nutrition and water and all that is crappy. So if we're feeding our animals and giving them the right trace minerals, that's why we give cattle trace minerals. And different parts of the states need different minerals because it's not one big mineral under the ground in North Dakota. So Western North Dakota has a lack of minerals in certain things where Eastern might have it. And maybe that's why we don't see CWD in certain areas because of nutrition.
Right.
So I think that we could just open our eyes up a little bit more instead of fighting. And it's kind of sad how we're fighting once again amongst ourselves as hunters and not trying to do it and band together.
It's interesting you say that because I was talking to a gentleman out of Texas, and they're doing a study on their deer farm on using certain minerals to combat CWD. And they're working with or attempting to work with some biologists down in that area. But he says it's very difficult to sell it because there's so much money coming in from the other side saying we need to research CWD instead of cure it. And they claim that they have a mineral package that they can give that actually helps get rid of CWD, or at least allows them to work with it, I guess. So I think it's around the corner. I think we can see that coming down the line. We probably won't see it up in this area for quite some time, but I do believe that there is something out there already.
Well, I believe the same thing. I just, like I said, I think that's, again, why I do some of the things I do is to try to keep those deer healthy, and it's not just dumping corn out.
Yeah.
It's the browse, your pastures, how you run your cattle, all that stuff.
I think, did I see right? Are they closing up more units to baiting again this year?
I don't know if they are or not, Scott. I have not paid attention. I'm sure they are.
I thought I saw a map somewhere that showed something like that, but I guess, yeah, I'd have to dig up that beforehand. Anyway, bear season coming around the corner, turkey season around the corner. What else? What else is going on here?
Not much. I'm just kind of
looking
like
at entering tags in other states. I suppose you're probably doing that too.
Yeah, I'll be looking at putting in. Like I said, I'm not going to go hog wild. I'll probably do Montana. I'm hoping to get drawn for elk this year because it's been, I think, 6 years now. And I'll do Wyoming antelope, bear hunt, maybe South Dakota, mule deer hunt. So nothing, just kind of the Midwest, and do the same thing, and try not to get my eyes bigger than my stomach, because last year I ate a few tags that I didn't even go after because I got too many tags and I didn't have enough time. So
wouldn't it be nice if you could give those tags to somebody?
Yeah, it would be. We were talking about it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that we could do that, like last year with Shelby. Having to get an outfitter tag for your daughter to come back and hunt the land that you own. It would be nice that if I wanted to give my tag, my gratis tag, I could give my tag to her, but you can't do that.
Yeah.
And I don't understand if I'm allocated a gratis tag, why I can't give it to whoever I want to.
Yeah.
That
could open up a whole can of worms there with all the absentee landowners around and there's more and more every single day coming across North and South Dakota, these absentee landowners, just investing in, that could open up a whole can of worms there.
Well, and again, I think that if you live in the state, you own your land. So, I'm saying for me.
Yeah. If you're a resident here, yeah.
You're a resident here, because I understand that you don't want the land to be scarfed up by non-residents and get all the gratis tags, but I get a gratis tag every year. So why can I not use it for whatever I want?
Yeah.
I
agree. Let's go to the phones here. Get this. I have Kimberly calling in. It comes up as Kimberly, John. Can you believe that? Yeah. And I know who it is, though. And this ain't no. This ain't no Kimberly.
Hi guys, how are you this morning?
That's a terrible girl voice there.
Yeah, it is. That's an alpha.
You're an alpha, all right. What's on your mind?
Real quick, John just said something that reminded me of something from your show years ago, but I agree with you 100% on gratis tags, John. And I remember Scott had Randy Kryle on years ago, and I brought that up to him.
Yeah.
And Randy Kryle's exact response to me was, "That's never going to happen. Game and Trish won't support that." So maybe they changed their tune on that now, but you're 100% right about gratis tag. You should be able to. I don't care if you sell that thing to somebody; it's your gratis tag. If you don't care about hunting deer and you want to sell your gratis tag to somebody for $10,000, I don't care. It's your tag. It's your land. But anyway, going back to the social media thing. Facebook wouldn't even accept Clay and I's tax information. They owed us $200 in some 1 month. We never even got to collect on it because they said our tax info wasn't correct. It was, but they refused to accept it. So we didn't get paid for that. Who knows what else? We just kind of ignored it from now on. So, but and as far as getting banned and stuff, I mean, most people I know complain about Facebook TikTok and all that stuff. But you know what? Most of those people won't switch to platforms that'll actually let them express free speech. We're on X. I mean, we have followers on there, but it's nothing like Facebook or YouTube or Tik. I quit even actually posting stuff to TikTok because I don't know. I just resent that. I actually hate it when people even send me links to TikTok. So I'm gonna.
Now I'm gonna do that to you all the time now, Jamie.
That's fine. I get a ton from people anyway. So. but I mean, unless everybody changes, which they're not going to, people are just complacent. Oh man, I got to create another password then and get away from these people who suppress my free speech. I refuse to do that, Jamie. That's too much work.
Yeah, but also you got to remember they're going to platforms that have the most people on them too. That's why so many people are making money off of that. But stay with me here, Jamie. John, we're up against the clock here, and we're going to do the after show a little bit here. But John, appreciate you coming on the program again here. And if people want to find more information, watch some of your videos, how do they find those?
They can just go online. Like I said, we're on YouTube. And if you go to Facebook or Instagram, we have everything out there. And on Western North Dakota, KFYR, West Dakota Fox, and MeTV.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Stay with us here. We'll continue with the after show here a little bit as we continue here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Thanks for tuning in today. Eat some meat, drink some milk, wear fur and wool. Have a good weekend. See you in Mandan. All right, stations, thank you so much here. So here's the thing, Jamie.
I'm game.
So if you're going to get the most views and try to monetize things, you're going to have to go to the platforms that do that. And I'm all these other ones. I tried MeWe, I tried this and that, other things. I had all that stuff, and there's absolutely nothing on it. So
I agree with you 100% on that, Scott. I'm not saying it's not a necessary evil, which it is, but because that is where everybody is. And like I said, Facebook won't even let me and Clay monetize. They won't even accept their goddamn information.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I'm not saying everybody's going to switch over to X or whatever, like MeWe and stuff. I mean, those guys have nobody on.
Yeah. How about John? How did you monetize yours? Are you still doing it, or did you give that up?
Well, like I said, the biggest thing for me monetizing is music, and it's so hard because even if I have the license, they'll say that I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I got to dispute it and stuff, and it's just either put it out there with no music, or if I just put it out there and I don't monetize it, because I could care less. Honestly, I know social media is not my platform for anything. I just do it because some people want it to be out there, and so I put it out there. And whether I get paid or not, I could care less about it. Like I said, I do the TV more for fun, and it pays for doing the local stuff pays for what I want to do, and that's all I need.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't ever tried to monetize any of my stuff because I'm not worthy.
Nope, I'm the
well,
same
I
way.
mean, YouTube, the parameters for us to even get monetized on there, they make it almost like hey, we're gonna get rid of EHD baiting things if you meet this. They make it like almost out of reach for us now to do it.
Yeah.
So and like I said, the Facebook thing, I don't even know how much money they play, and I just said screw it, and we'll just get I kind of went with what John said, stick with your local guys, and it ain't like we're making money. I mean, we're basically doing it because we like doing it, and are we making a little money? I don't even know about that actually. I think we're still underwater, but whatever,
Underwater, come on now. Look at all the free ammo you're getting, the free stuff. Come on.
I got one box of 22, but I do have more coming. Luckily, we got Double H is on board with us now, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, that works out good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I got to get some calves fed and cows fed here. I got to get up to Mandan yet tonight, so yeehaw.
Okay. Have a great time, buddy.
I'll try to maybe stop by and say hi.
All right. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. What was that, Jamie?
I said, what's the cover price there at the mule deer banquet?
I don't know. I'm not. I have no idea what the cover price is. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm doing nothing. Maybe I'll come over there tonight.
Swing in for the.
Yeah.
Sit there and BS a little bit. Doesn't cost anything. I mean, for the most part, the tickets to get in there for are basically eating. That's
Right,
for the meal and
right.
everything. But I think if you just want to come in and play games and stuff, you can do that.
Can I trade my meal in for a couple drinks instead?
Yeah, go ahead and try that.
I'm kidding. All right, I'll let you go. John, I'll see you in not next Thursday, the Thursday after.
He already hung up.
Oh,
he's got things to do.
Yeah, he's in a hurry.
Yeah, he's going everywhere. So, all right, man, we'll catch you later.
Jeez. Okay, Scott, see you, buddy.
You bet. Bye. All right, YouTubers, don't you have some sausage to make? I miss that. All right, just show up. Yeah, I agree. Just come on in, have a fun time. All right, folks, if you're around the Mandan area this evening, I'll be at the Baymont if you want to swing up and say howdy. Have yourself a good one. Catch you later. We're going to end the stream, baby. Boom.